from 31 contests, 16 inside the distance, and making the scales yesterday at 11 stone 13 and 3/4 pounds. He comes from Dublin in Ireland. He's the reigning WBO middleweight champion of the world and challenger for the title, Steve Collins.
Collins, who's beaten good men like Kevin Watts, Tony Thornton and Chris Pyatt.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with those bold shots, with an incredible professional record of 41 wins and 2 draws from 43 contests, 19 inside the distance, and also weighing in at 11 stone 13 and 3/4 pounds. He comes into the ring as the former undefeated WBO middleweight champion of the world, and now the unbelievable, unpredictable, undefeated WBO super middleweight champion of the world from Brighton, Chris Eubank.
The psychological battle here is incredible.
Thank you.
Collins did not even hear his own ring introduction. Now that's the hypnotist, Dr. Tony Quinn, disrobing him there. He's taking off the headphones. Now he says that all this hypnotism is going to make him punch harder. He says he's going to change his footwork. I must say, I thought Steve Collins was a pretty good fighter without all of that.
And I'm not sure how good it is to sit in the corner for so long before a fight.
I remind you now, there is no standing any count. Avoid any controversy. If you are friends in trouble and you do not want me to stop the bout, you must show me clearly that you can continue. What happens out here is strictly professional. You're lucky to that.
They touch gloves. The referee is Ron Lipton, who used to spar with Muhammad Ali. He's a big friend of Reuben Hurricane Carter and worked hard for his release and pardon. 2 Puerto Rican judges plus Britain's Roy Francis. Will they be called upon? What kind of Steve Collins are we going to see here? Round 1. Due to go 12 rounds, of course. Collins, it's reckoned he'd be best as the cagey counterpuncher. But straight away he wades in with the left hook. Eubank visibly disconcerted by the strange build-up to this fight over the last 24 hours. But coming off one of the best performances of his career against Henry Wharton last time. Collins says, if you want to know my tactics, I'll hit him, and when he goes to hit me back, I won't be there. Watch the head, says the referee. It's fascinating, Glenn, this one, isn't it?
It certainly is a fascinating contest.
Make no mistake about it, Collins has a world-class pedigree. He holds the WBO middleweight championship. Really letting go with the punches. Eubank was having none of that. He took the necessary evasive action. Collins is moving up from middleweight to super middleweight. He should be comfortable enough, though, at the new weight, because he was always a bit tight at 11 stone 6. But Eubank may well have an edge in power, and Collins will be ill-advised, you would think, to try and trade with him.
And not much posturing from Eubank in the first round. He's trying to get up with that left jab to the body.
Eubank, you saw the interview beforehand saying, I'm not quite sure what's going to be in front of me here tonight. Good left jab from Eubank, rather dived into it. Collins comes back, scores with a left hook of his own. Lunging in with the punches. Collins with a shamrock shaved into his hairstyle. And this, the night after St. Patrick's Night in Ireland. The atmosphere here rather like those Barry McGuigan fight nights in the King's Hall in Belfast. It's that passionate.
Collins comes straight back with punches every time Eubank leads.
Right hand counter from Collins. Collins worked for him. Eubank thought he was hit a bit low. Collins has had a tendency to cut up in some of his fights. I wonder if that just might be a factor here as well. And Eubank was cut a couple of times last year too. Eubank, who has this tendency to do just enough to win, paged the opening round throughout his incredible reign. Not much in that opening round. Oh, right hand, and Collins. Is that counted as a knockdown? No, it's not.
Collins jumped up and shouted, no knockdown. But it did seem to be a glance of a right hand that caught.
Something of a chess match in there, because both of them are happy at counter-punching. Good right uppercut inside from Eubank. And just listen to the roars from the Irish crowd when Collins comes forward like that.
He tried to get a few shots off their Collins, but none of them landed cleanly.
With his left lead, hence the maul. Well, I just wondered, after all the build-up to this, whether Collins would be like a bull at a gate, but he looks quite controlled, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
Didn't land with that. The crowd at the back of the hall thought he did. It only hit the glove of Eubank. But those punches from Collins do get through. 3 or 4 of them. He's beginning to settle into his rhythm, Collins, here.
He is. He's getting off with shots first, and he's countering well.
Just doing that bit more than Eubank in the second round, Collins. And finding the range with the jab very well indeed.
Yes, that jab's working well.
Right hand from Collins. Got through as well. Eubank just looking a shade disorganized. I wonder if we're going to have another one of those close and highly debatable points decisions at the end of all this event. It's early yet, though, of course.
Because I just feel Collins is getting off with a few more shots in this round.
It's been a good round, this, for the Irishman. Eubank with a body shot on the foul, but I think that might have been Collins' round. People at the weigh-in. You've never seen scenes like it. This is the third. Eubank often starts slowly and finishes strongly in his fights. Two world champions in there.
And they both look like they've prepared very well. Very, very sharp, both boys.
Collins, who believes he has this extra punch power now and looking to use it. His belief in victory was utterly complete. Collins, first off again, no counter from Eubank.
Still a bit like a chess match in these early moments, but I think Collins is making the better moves.
That's been the problem that Eubank has had when things have got a bit tight for him is that his work rate simply hasn't been good enough, but that was a very, very good left uppercut from him. Picked that punch beautifully. Collins, though, is very, very resilient. He's never been stopped in his 31 contests. Combination from Collins.
With good right hand. He's getting through with good shots, and Eubank calling him in.
Collins looking to tee off with the right hand. And Eubank just looking a shade disorganized there for a moment. Collins drives the right hand through. He's had a very good second half of this third round. There's no doubt about it. It's been an impressive start from the Irish challenger.
Yes, a very good start. He just landed there with a good little right hand counter.
Work the way out.
Collins in his 4th World Championship fight, Eubank in his 20th. Punch just landed on the gloves, and Collins only lost his balance. He wasn't shaken out by that. A bit when he comes forward, but so far Eubank hasn't made him pay for that with the counters. Will Eubank just step up the gears a little? Collins is busy, busy, busy.
Again, Collins lunges in, but Eubank doesn't make him pay.
Collins with huge support here. His wife, his mother, among them. Left was a good punch from Eubank. The counter came in that time, all right. Bit wild by Collins. But he's only got to take a forward step to get this crowd going, and then he just had a little word with Eubank in there and kind of leered at him for a moment. Right hand, good shot, Collins. Two technically accomplished operators in there. Is Collins getting it right strategically so far, Glenn?
Yes, I think he's doing a very good job. He's countering very well. And yet when he makes Eubank miss, he's going after him well. And just getting the best of them little flurries.
Better from Eubank. Good jab. And he just shook his head at Collins as if to say, I made you miss with those all right. And he made him miss 4, 5, 6 times there in succession. Better round for Eubank. The jab catching Collins off balance, that was all. Not hurt by it. That was the second time that's happened.
I think Eubank may just have stepped on his foot a little bit there to push him off balance. Unintentionally.
More elusive in this round, Eubank.
Yes, his defense has been a lot better.
Three, 4 punches, round home by Collins. It was an elbow, I think, that made contact with Collins. That's why he winced a little bit.
He comes straight back with a couple of good jabs.
Into the 4th round. And Eubank did better in that 4th round, I think.
Yes, I think he was happy with that round. His defense was certainly better. Collins didn't get through with the shots that he wanted to.
Fine. When you take it to the ropes, fine. And then when he moves, whack him. Left hook, right cross, or right hook, left cross. Now, come on, let's do it right. When he take it to the ropes, fine. Make him move.
There's Glenn's card.
Yes, I thought Eubank just did more. His defense was better and just picked with his own counters to win that round. It's a very, very close fight.
That'll work. All right, that'll work.
Ronnie Davis, the former Southern Area champion, in the corner, has this love-hate relationship with Eubank. This is the 5th, due to go 12, of course. A decent right-hand body punch from Eubank in that exchange. Gets through with the right hand as well. It's be interesting to see what effect it might have on Collins when Eubank lets go with his heavier artillery, if he manages to do that.
Eubank was picking his punches well there, but Collins landed with a very good right hand.
It's cat and mouse, isn't it? Counter punches fight.
It certainly is, like a chess game.
Times both waiting for the other to lead off and look for the counter. Collins, who's fought 19 times in the USA, against only 3 times in Ireland, but you'd never know that from the kind of support he's getting here from this 8,000 crowd crammed into this Mill Street arena. Oh, right hand is a good one from Collins. Short, clubbing punch. Watch the use of the knee, I think the referee was saying to Eubank. Pulled his knee up in that exchange. Collins gets through again. He's fast.
Very good shots, eh? He did seem to hurt Eubank a little bit there with them punches.
Collins having another good round there. Referee unhappy about use of the head by Collins. And the right hand was an excellent punch with great hand speed from Collins on the counter. He looks a man in control at the moment, Collins. That was low, but not too damaging from Collins.
This is a good part of the fight for Collins. He's getting his shots off well. He just seems to be the faster, and his shots are landing.
Has Eubank got the answers here? We're going to find out. Clock thickening.
There's some good shots from Collins. He got through very well there with the left, right, and the left again, putting his shot together well. And it just seemed to hurt Eubank slightly there.
Collins boxed quite beautifully in that 5th round. Now the 6th. Eubank looked for the fast start, but Collins had an immediate riposte.
Good right hand from Eubank there. He's got to do something a bit special. He's got to take the play away from Collins in this round, I feel.
He does have that capacity, doesn't he, to find an extra gear, though, in his fights. And it'll be interesting to see whether he can manage to do that here. Collins feels he's been ignored for too long, left on the fringes of things. He wants to break into the big money. He says boxing's the only way he knows how to provide a decent living for his wife and 3 children. And he's letting it all flow out here on this, the biggest fight night of his life. Again, a terrific right hand from Collins. I'll tell you what, Eubank has got some real problems in there.
He certainly is. Collins just getting his shots up that shade quicker. Better work inside there from Collins as well.
Any thoughts that Collins' head might have been messed up by the clinical hypnosis, I think you can put those to one side. He looks very controlled. He's boxing quite superbly to his fight plan at the moment.
Yes, last night he seemed a little bit out of control, but tonight he's very much in control.
I think focused is the in word, isn't it? Tremendous noise reverberates around the arena. Collins there, just saying he was hit round the back of the head and gave a kind of little mock clap to Eubank as if to say, not impressed. Sharp work from the champion, though.
Yes, he called him in there and threw a right uppercut to the body.
And then that right over the top, too. Eubank will definitely have to step up the work rate. Signs that he may just be beginning to do that in the 6th round. This is a better round for him. He needed a big round too. It's not been a big one, but it's been a better one. Coming up to the halfway point, and right with the bell approaching. 3 punches. Ram home from Collins. The 7th. All still very much on the line here, but try telling these Irish fans that Collins isn't winning this fight, but it's not they who will decide. Collins wishes it was. That was a bit low from Collins, the jab.
Watch the elbow, Kenny. Watch the elbow. Hey, sorry. Watch that.
Eubank throwing that big right hand from the floor. Collins usually got out of the way of it.
For Eubank, this is his 5th fight in 8 months. You just wonder sometimes, can he carry on being superhuman, keep going back to the well time and time again to defend his title? Or is there a point where he just becomes a bit jaded? He looked jaded last autumn, but then coming back with that great performance against Wharton. But this is another very, very stiff test. Collins is a tough, hard, battle-hardened fighter. Good counter from Eubank. The old cat and mouse game, and terrific reflexes as well from him that time in making Collins miss, and just making Collins look a little ragged in that exchange.
But I think Collins just doing a little bit more in this round. Better jabs from Eubank.
Really is fascinatingly poised, this.
You feel one good punch could sway this fight one way or the other.
Eubank does have this tremendous chin though, doesn't he? Been through those trench warfare type battles in the past with the Nigel Benn, the tragic fight with Michael Watson.
That's right, but Collins' chin has never let him down either.
Eubank clinches the air at the end of that round, but it was another tight one. That's Glenn's scorecard. Collins 2 rounds up into the 8th round. Eubank, we think, with some work to do. From Collins. There's been a lot of betting on him in Ireland today. His odds have been cut from 5-2 to 6-4 by some bookmakers, Steve Collins. And that is quite a lot of money. I don't know whether the Irishmen are chasing their losses from Cheltenham. Those of them who did lose, of course. Big chance of Steve-O rolling round this arena. A suspicion, yet again, and we've said it in so many Eubank fights, that he has to do a wee bit more work.
He certainly does. He has to pick his fight up a little bit more.
You get the impression that he thinks he's doing enough here. I think he might be mistaken.
I thought at the end of that round he maybe did, but I'm sure he is mistaken. Again, Collins have good successes there, letting more shots go.
Eubank fights are notoriously difficult to score.
And this one's certainly no exception.
Getting to that stage of the contest, we're getting on towards it, where desire plays a huge part, and Eubank has passed that test often enough, and there surely can be no doubting Collins' desire here. This for those really, Collins.
I feel Eubank's got to pick it up. He's got to try and do something big in one of these rounds. I just feel he's slightly getting outworked by Collins.
Just lunging a bit. And Eubank goes onto the floor. And he's down. Body punch. Only the 4th time in his career. Eubank will get an 8 count. Crucial breakthrough in the right hand. Crashes through as well. Eubank's in trouble here. Well, Collins said he had the extra punch power. And Eubank comes back in terrific style. And what a round this is. Look at Eubank. Suddenly come back with an answer. He's been stung by that. It was the first time he's been down since 1991, Eubank. But he came back with quite an impressive answer. What a round.
Unbelievable round. He came back very well, and I'm sure he heard Collins in there. But was it a knockdown? Was it a good body punch? Certainly landed with a body punch.
Good right hand to the body from Collins. Eubank just seemed to be caught a bit flat-footed with it, and his balance.
He did. He was just standing square on and
backwards.
Very straight up and very square on. He complained to the referee that it wasn't a knockdown, but looking at it there, it certainly was.
Now, do you score that a 10-8 round for Collins with the knockdown?
Well, I think with a knockdown it has to be. He came back very well there. Good right hand. Seemed to hurt Collins, but I think Eubank has it all to do now.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Now, what is his answer to this crisis, Chris Eubank? Round 9. Collins, we think, is ahead. And now, Eubank may be prepared to really gamble. We know that he can land some big punches. And he packs a real whack. But Collins has got a great chin. He's proved that time and time again, going the distance with Mike McCallum, among others. Mike McCallum, one of the greatest fighters of the modern era. round. This is the round in which Eubank stopped Nigel Benn in their famous fight in Birmingham. But Collins shows no signs of letting up the pressure, and he's getting through again. Is Eubank's title slipping away here?
Good moments again from Collins. Eubank has to do something special. He's got to pull a big one out, and he's trying with that right hand.
Key phase of the fight now. Collins seemingly with the points lead and with the knockdown. Can Eubank turn things around? Can he turn the fight on its head? He's been caught again. Good, accurate work. And the Irish crowd, a lot of them were on their feet as those punches got through. They're going to lift the roof off this place, I tell you, if Collins takes Eubank's title away. And that, at the moment, is more than a possibility. Breathing a little heavier too, Eubank.
He is in confidence flowing from Steve Collins. Got a spring in his step now.
Well, don't say Steve Collins didn't tell you he was going to put on a really sensational performance tonight. But things could still change. One punch could turn this all around. Oh, down goes Eubank again at this time. Only a slip. Only a slip. Eubank just shakes his head.
But Eubank looks tired. His hands are down and he's taking deep breaths.
Chris Eubank is in serious trouble here. The right hand punch from him was a good one, but he needs a lot more of that. Oh, crashing left hand, but Collins takes the punches as the bell goes to end that round. Eubank punches the air, but Steve Collins here is having a very big night at the moment.
Yes, again, I think he just edged the round. It's all going so well for Steve Collins.
There are 9 minutes remaining for Chris Eubank to salvage his WBO Super Middleweight Championship. And this is 15th defense, and the right hand's got Collins! The right hand's got Collins! Mandatory 8 count, and another twist in the plot. He's okay, I think.
He looked at the corner and said he was okay straight away, but he went down heavy. It was a good right hand.
But was that a massive turning point? There's Eubank's answer for you. Never doubt this man's championship spirit. Now, has Collins' head really cleared? Or has Eubank got him going? It was right at the start of the round. There's a long time left in this 10th round. Collins is trying to dance. But Eubank is digging in some hurtful-looking punches now.
Collins moving around, trying to get these few vital extra seconds.
Oh, another good right and a left. Collins must somehow get through this round. That might have taken quite a bit out of him. And I wonder whether just one more punch like that from Eubank may make the crisis a very deep and alarming one indeed for Steve Collins.
Yes, his legs still don't look solid. He's trying to bounce around and he's trying to get something back into them. But he was caught with 2 good right hands.
Eubank is talking to him in there. What do you think he's saying?
I think he's just trying to lull him into a false sense of security. He's trying to bring Collins in, trying to make him make a mistake so he can counter.
They're both saying, come on, come on. I think they both want the other to lead so that they can counter. 2 old pros, and a knowing smile, I think, passed between them for a split second there. As so always when there's angry words in the build-up, as there were to this fight. These two gaining an extremely healthy respect for each other.
Step back, please.
Should Eubank be really going for it here?
I think he should. I think he doesn't realise. He thinks he's maybe closer than I think it is. Good right uppercut there.
This is a big round for Eubank, but has he really cashed in on that initiative? He's stepped back, and Collins has had some vital time to just let his head clear and just get his foothold back in the fight. He was in trouble in the early seconds of the round, and I was kind of expecting a Eubank barrage really for the rest of the round. That has not happened. That was a slip. Nothing more as the bell goes, but that was a 10-8 round for Chris Eubank. Just to explain, the rounds normally scored 10 points to the winner, 9 to the loser. If there's a knockdown, it would be scored 10 points to 8. It's like winning 2 rounds in 1.
And here's the action. Big right hand, right on the button, and he went down pretty heavily. But straight away there was a little smile. He looked over his corner to say he's okay. And there it is again, right on the button.
It was a pretty close run thing there. That was the agony with his wife Gemma. They wondered if his superb performance might end tearfully. But Collins got through the 10th round.
2 rounds. Forward, go forward. Go forward, stop him.
Ronnie Davis in the corner.
You've got to stop him. Come on.
Go forward and stop him, says Ronnie Davis. I think they sense that Eubank still will probably be behind on the scorecards, but that certainly will have cut back Collins' advantage that last round. And there's only 6 minutes left now. Well, I did wonder whether we were going to have another of those close calls tonight, and we might be heading that way again. There is Glenn McCrory's card. Steve Collins, he still has 3 points ahead. That's, of course, extremely unofficial. It's the 2 Puerto Ricans and British judge Roy Francis who will score this.
Yes, and you get the feeling in the corner when Ronnie Davis left Chris Eubank there that Ronnie Davis still thought he had a bit to do. Maybe he'll live to regret not taking his opportunity. And not the 10th round.
Interestingly, Glenn, we've just done a little straw poll among some of the pressmen at ringside. They've got it very close. Few of them have Eubank a round up. And this is so much, of course, a matter of opinion.
Yes, lots of the early rounds are very close.
And a lot may depend on how they were scored by the judges. All the shoulder of Eubank crashing into the jaw of Collins there. All part of the rough and tumble. Collins made to miss, hopelessly caught by the jab. Sharper work from Eubank here. He looks tired now, Collins. Arm punches from him. And Eubank looks the stronger man to me at this stage.
Because Eubank's making him miss better as well this round.
Ronnie Davis there in the corner. Works with him every day. Wondering how this one's going to go. Eubank takes a deep breath and contemplates his next move. Better punches now from Eubank. Really sharp jab. Oh, that was a good right back, though, from Collins.
He's recovered very, very well. Eubank making a miss there. Good defense. But not with that right hand.
They're really into the home stretch now. Collins, after starting impressively, is taking increasingly more punches. There's a much sharper look about Eubank's work, and he must surely have taken that round.
Yes, I think he got that round. He certainly thinks he has. He's walking around with a smile on his face, punching the air.
If you don't knock him out or stop him, you lost the fight.
Eubank
3 rounds behind.
has the look of a man who believes he has this in the bag.
But listen to Ronnie Davis. He's saying you're 3 rounds behind. You've got to stop him to win this fight.
It's all on this round, boy.
Now, so many conflicting opinions here.
Do what I say. 3 rounds behind. You've got to stop him, mate.
3 rounds behind. You've got to stop him, mate.
You've got to knock him out. Use his legs. Don't you knock him out. You've got to work steady. Steady yourself up. All out throwing bombs. No wild ones. He'll go.
No wild one, says Ronnie Davis. But I don't know whether Ronnie Davis believes he's 3 rounds behind or whether he's just trying to urge his man into one last effort. It must be pretty close again here as they touch gloves. The final 3 minutes. But one thing strikes me, try telling this big Irish crowd that Collins is not ahead. But the press, or a few of them anyway, think Eubank might be leading. Eubank, who's really letting the punches rip in this last round. Collins looks very, very tired now.
Yes, he's tired and he's taking shots and the crowd trying to will him on.
He looks like a man who might have fought his fight, Collins. And look at this. Guts, he comes back. And Eubank really does want to have a tear up with him now. Sensing that he may be behind, and there's a butt in there as well from Eubank, as well as the right hand. Some finish. There certainly was a clash of heads in there as Eubank charged in. Oh, big right from Eubank. Collins took it very, very well indeed. Just as we were indicating earlier, so often the case, Eubank finishes in storming style quite often.
It certainly is a tremendous last round to a tremendous fight.
Inside the last 90 seconds of the contest. Now there's a cut by the left eye of Collins. It's too late to matter. How are the judges scoring it? Decent left uppercut in there, almost thrown off balance by Steve Collins. Both of them dredging up the last pieces of strength. Eubank holds his hands aloft as if to say to this crowd, I'm in control of this now.
I still feel Eubank needs something very big. Can he deliver?
Are you watching the last moments of Chris Eubank's reign, or has he done enough again? Cut by the eye of Collins gets worse, but there are only seconds left now. And this is going to be a cliffhanger. It's surely going to the judges. You can hardly hear yourself thinking here now. The crowd trying to urge Collins through this last half a minute. These last 6 minutes must have seemed like an eternity to him. He's been fighting really on instinct with the batteries going ever flatter. For the last couple of rounds, they both hold up their hands aloft. Who's got that? We shall see. Barry Hearn shakes his head at Eubank as if he thought he might not have won it. There's a despondent look about Ronnie Davis as well. Collins' camp think they have the decision. Now, what about you, Glenn? How did you score that?
Well, I thought the last round was a Eubank round, but I think Collins has won the fight by 1 point.
There's Mum. Is this a great night for her son? There's Glenn's card. He has Collins a 1-point winner. I have scored the fight dead level.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Roy Francis scored the contest 114 to 116. Judge Cesar Ramos scores the contest 111 to 115. And Judge Eubank Fernandez scores the contest 113 to 114. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and the new...
Collins has won it! Steve Collins carries out his pledge and inflicts the first defeat ever on Chris Eubank. The judges seeing it by 2 rounds, 4 rounds and 1 rounds respectively. Eubank is beaten for the first time ever, and this time the judges did not save him. What a night! Congratulations to Steve Collins. Steve, what a night for you that.
I had no doubt I was going to win. Those people who did doubt me, I forgive them. It's not your fault. Don't believe in the hype. Believe in the man, Steve Collins.
You know what? I say I've had 43 good nights. I've had 20 world title fights, 19 successful ones. This one I've lost. I've had a good run. I've had a good time. So, you know, I'm not complaining. Basically, this shows me that I have to stop.
Forgot about, you know, reasons for losing and just concentrate on getting his title back and prepare for the fight as best as he could. He didn't. He's been running around calling me a cheat, insulting me. He's got all sorts of distractions and he's going to pay the price for being distracted.
Mill Street, cakes couldn't be higher for both these big stars of boxing tonight as they meet again for the WBO World Super Middleweight crown. Collins standing on the verge of the really big time. Eubank knows he must win here or his career seems to be heading nowhere. By any means. Eubank left the local press in no doubt of his intentions.
My career is more important than this fellow's life if he wants to cheat by using the hypnotist. That's where it's at.
Come to the fight tomorrow night, see me retain my title in style.
The objective for Eubank to try to turn negative thoughts into positive ones this time round.
I'm bitter because it sends... Understand, it wasn't the hypnotist or the hypnotism that actually beat me. It was Steve Collins, the man. The frame of mind he had in blocking his basic instincts to survive, that screwed me. I didn't want to happen to him what happened to Michael Watson, which is why I freezed in the 10th round.
In Collins' corner, Dr. Tony Quinn, an expert in developing the positive mental approach.
The first thing I do is to get the person to be absolutely certain. In other words, if you have your mind going into any situation, you think to yourself, well, I'd like to win, but maybe I will lose, well, then you'll have a large percentage of your own mind working against you. And then you'll actually feel pain more, and you'll always be under the...
He spooked me, and he thinks it's funny that, you know, I was really worried. Okay, fine. Well, this time I'm not worried.
It's my time, and I want to be recognised as the best fighter in my time.
For Eubank, it's been a different story. He's boxed twice, both times winning inside 3 minutes. His KO of Jose Barreta Bueno was chilling. He's got the hunger and the desire back. He doesn't like not being a champion. From the moment he lost to Collins, he's had the rematch in the future on his mind.
The fact is, the fight's got to happen. Collins, when it does, you're getting knocked out. Ben, you're getting knocked out. This is just the way it's going to be. I am the man.
His preparation and training for this fight has been sharper than usual. He's fitter for this than he has been in a very long time.
You know, for the last, I don't know, 3.5, 4 months, I've been out on that road every day. Sometimes I take the weekends off, but now I'm on that road every day, and I power strat or power walk if I can't run, or I run. And I've been doing the pebbles. Now running on pebbles is murder.
But changes have taken place. Eubank has left Barry Hearn, but retains the man who knows him like no other, Ronnie Davis, who recognises Eubank's hunger. He makes this prediction.
I predict he'll beat Collins inside 10. He's punching really hard and he's looking really good. He's right down on the weight now. He's all right.
Collins too has left Matchroom and changes from Freddie King to Freddie Roach, but he's not concerned.
You know, Mike, I've been around a long time. You know, I've been through trainers and managers and gymnasiums and titles. I mean, it's all part and parcel. It means nothing to me.
Eubank and the ever-present Ronnie are both convinced this time the outcome of Eubank-Collins will be different and it may not go the distance.
Every exchange there will be between me and Steve Collins in that ring, no matter whether the fight goes 1 round or 12 rounds, I will win every exchange.
I've prepared for this fight like no other fight. I'm really determined to win, and his threats have fueled me to prepare even harder than ever before.
If I don't knock him out in the first minute, I'll knock him out in the second. If not the second, then the third. If not the third, then the next round. If not the next round, then maybe the end of 12, but I'll be the winner.
He said he's going to knock me out in the first minute of the first round, and then he's going to knock me out in the second round, then he's going to knock me out in the third round. Then he said he's prepared to fight for 12 hard rounds. So I don't really think he knows what he's going to do.
My back is against the wall. I am not the champion, I'm the challenger. And so therefore you will see a challenger fight like a challenger for a championship of which he wants to win.
Talk is cheap. There's no point me telling what I'm going to do because I choose to keep it to myself. But I've got the proof that when it happens that I wasn't a lot of talk because I've got it in writing. What will happen, already done.
Chris Eubank!
A rarity for Chris Eubank, who's accustomed to making a theatrical late entrance as the star of the show. Tonight as challenger, he must come in first. Pride and his ego were damaged by Steve Collins in March. It was a shock to his system. He intends, no, pledges to put it all right tonight. But will he? Eubank, who tonight is fighting for his whole future as a world-class fighter. There's that much on it for him tonight. He's beaten again. He could be out of the picture. That's to keep the boots dry as he walks across the wet grass here at the Park y Gwyn. Professional precautions. He might be the challenger, but the act is still the same. Davidson tonight. Remember how the crowd in Mill Street chanted to him, "On your bike," after he was beaten. And by his standards, that was almost a subdued entrance, Glenn McCrory.
Yes, it certainly was, but none of that tonight. Just get the feeling he means business more tonight, don't you?
Very much so. And of course, as we've learnt over the years covering this sport, the talk is very, very cheap indeed. Remember how much Oliver McCall had to say last week. In the end, he didn't deliver, and Frank Ronu didn't let him deliver. But what a follow-up night this is to that marvellous occasion last Saturday.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Dublin, the pride of the Emerald Isle, the super middleweight champion of the world, the Celtic warrior, Steve Collins.
Collins entering the ring tonight for the first time in his life as a world champion. And getting the treatment. Music you're going to hear is by the Chieftains. It's called Celtic Warrior, and it's been specially written for tonight for Steve Collins. Struggle, setbacks, a lot of time spent in the background waiting for chances. Now he's become a world champion. He doesn't want to give it away. Eubank, but will he do it again? Here's the tale of the tape for this fight. Steve Collins, older by 2 years than Eubank, who's had his 29th birthday since the last meeting. Collins slightly the taller man, both just inside the 12-stone limit. Eubank's 47th fight tonight, 33rd for Collins. Collins only beaten by 3 world champions, both extremely experienced, and neither of them have ever been stopped in a total of 76 professional fights. Here's MC Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is sanctioned and conducted under the rules of the World Boxing Organization, whose officials are at ringside under their president, Mr. Francesco Valcasar. The supervisor is Mr. John Montana of Arizona. The official in charge from the Boxing Union of Ireland, Mr. Mel Crystal. The timekeeper, Mr. Dale Elliott of Belfast. The judges at ringside, Mr. Gennaro Hernandez from Chicago, USA. Mr. Aaron Kaiser of Phoenix, USA. And Mr. Paul Herman from Miami. The referee in charge of the action and officiating tonight as referee in his 56th world title contest, Mr. Ismael Fernandez of Puerto Rico. My lord, ladies and gentlemen, live on Sky Sports Big Time Boxing from Park Equeith in the city of Cork in Ireland, it's Big Fight Time! Sponsored by Beamish Irish Scout and promoted by Frank Warren for Sports Network in association with Park Equeith, who proudly present a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the world. Between introducing the boxers, firstly in the red corner, and wearing the gold trunks, fighting from Brighton, England, a man who has an incredible professional record He is tonight competing in his 21st world title contest, an all-time record in British boxing. He weighed in at 11 stone, 13 and a half pounds, and comes to the ring as the former undefeated WBO middleweight champion and former super middleweight champion of the world, known as simply the best, Chris Eubank.
There's a lot of fight play going on between the fighters while all this is going on. Collins keeps saying, I'm going to win, I'm going to win, to Eubank.
In the blue corner, wearing the tartan trunks, from a professional record of 32 contests, he has 29 wins, 16 by way of KO, with 3 losses. He weighed in at 11 stone, 13 pounds. He's the former undefeated WBO middleweight champion and current super middleweight champion of the world, making the first defense of his title this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Celtic warrior, Steve Collins.
Big support again for Collins.
Fernandez will now give his instructions to the boxers.
Spanish-speaking referee. Collins is so hyped up again. Eubank admits that last time all the business over the hypnosis and the hypnotist Tony Quinn that Collins was using, Eubank says, yes, I was spooked, it won't happen again, and maybe forewarned has been forearmed this time. Eubank has been training for 4 months. Collins has been locked away in Los Angeles, away from his family. Now, is Eubank going to do what we think he might do and start really fast here? Let's have a look. Oh, he tried to hit him with a right hand straight away. So much talk. How will this one end up?
Collins almost running across the ring to get to Eubank.
Oh, Collins missed by such a long way and was so far off balance he nearly fell out of the ring. And Collins produced the same level of intensity as he did for that first fight.
Well, this isn't a normal cool boxing Steve Collins. He's rushing in, his chin sticking up, he's got no defence there whatsoever. And I think at this moment he's playing into Eubank's hands.
Eubank caught him with a good right-hand counter to the body as he did charge in. We didn't expect this from Collins. If anyone was going to charge in, I thought it might be Eubank. I thought he might abandon his usual cautious style. Last time Collins outworked and out-hustled him.
That's right, and Eubank likes an opponent to come at him, and that's exactly what Collins is doing.
Collins has said that in his mind he's seen it 100 times how he's going to win this fight. He says he's even written it down and will show us afterwards. Eubank looking cool and composed and pretty elusive under this fast start from Collins, who does land with the right hand there, and there's a little smirk plays across Eubank's lips.
Well, we had thought Collins would box a smart fight and would go away from Eubank, what he doesn't like, but he's doing the exact opposite and really changing the fight to Eubank.
Sharp left jab by Eubank as Collins tried to close the range on him again. Collins has missed a lot in this opening round. He's thrown a lot, but he's missed a lot. Does get through with a right hand, though. Very, very busy again, Collins. Looking to try to impose himself.
This Collins has been very busy just outworking Eubank, but just a little bit too open.
3 American judges, and they do like the fighters who come forward and score more for aggression. So although Collins is missing, he may well have taken the round on their scorecards. Standing between the rounds, so he's trying to send out a little psychological message, I think, Glenn, to Collins with that.
Yes, I think he is, but I thought Collins did that. He probably won the round, but he did the wrong things for me. He normally boxes a smart fight, and he was trying too hard, rushing in, chin in the air, head down, and I think that could be a mistake.
Just there's a danger that Collins could walk onto one. It's not his usual style, this. Maybe he feels he has to try to surprise Eubank with something different. Remember, they were both on the floor in the first meeting. A bit of a clash, knocked down for Eubank from a body punch. Good right hand from Eubank that put Collins down in round 10.
Collins, Eubank still just relying on defence, and this is going to take quite a bit out of Collins because he's missing a lot.
It's almost as if he's too fired up, isn't he? But he's an experienced campaigner. You have to say somebody like Collins knows what he's doing. He's working to a game plan. 2 good head punches. The problem for Eubank in so many of his fights has been that he's coasted, allowed opponents to steal rounds from him simply because his work rate hasn't been high enough.
That's right, in these first 2 rounds he hasn't done a lot. Collins is rushing him, is lunging in, but Eubank is not looking for the counter.
A lot of the work really is pretty untidy. With a tremendous atmosphere here in Ireland, as there was for that first fight in Mill Street, about 70 miles away. Good left hook from Eubank on the counter that time.
Yes, we saw Collins in the dressing room really psyching himself up, and it looks like he's trying to impose his will physically on Eubank as well.
Said in the build-up he'd be his 3rd as good again as he was for the first fight. Well, he's walking forward a lot, Collins, but for my money, Eubank's doing slightly the sharper work on the counter here at the moment.
Yes, he's doing the sharp work again, but really he's not landing with enough punches.
Coming forward, Collins, he looks uncommonly ragged doing so.
Yes, very much so. His defence looks very bad as well. His hands are down by his sides, chin in the air.
Interesting again.
And I thought Collins did more of the work, came forward. I thought Eubank had some nice small work, so it was probably on my call a level sort of round. See Collins busting him forward, trying to really impose his will and outwork Eubank.
3rd round. There's Glenn's scorecard so far. It's just ahead, only 2 rounds gone.
Collins trying to force himself into this fight, rushing forward, lots of punches, and he's landing with a good right hand.
From Steve Collins, and now he is starting to get through more accurately with those head punches. Eubank breathing heavily in round 3. You think he's been taken by surprise by this?
I think he has. I think it's just made him a little bit puzzled, Eubank. He doesn't really know what to do. He's not really countering as well as he should against pretty much wide open Steve Collins. So I think this has took him by surprise.
It's all hustle, bustle again from Steve Collins, the 31-year-old Dubliner. But Eubank, apart from the odd counter, has lacked the explosiveness that he said he would bring to this fight early on.
Again, Collins landing well with that long right hand.
It's got to the stage, I think, where Eubank just has to get a little foothold in the fight. He looks composed enough, but I think these storming tactics by Collins have just caught him on the hop a bit.
Yes, he really needs to just settle down a little bit, just look for his counters, just try and sharpen his work up a bit. He's allowing Collins to just bundle him out of this.
Chance of Steve-O. Steve-O filling the night air in Cork. Ireland getting behind its world champion. Collins is not known as a particularly concussive puncher. If anything, Eubank is probably the harder puncher of the two. But Collins' work rate here is prodigious.
Yes, he's really just outworking Eubank. He just keeps pushing forward, throwing lots of punches.
And in this round, he's got to him much more than he did in the first two. Well, that last round for Steve Collins, I think, was the most emphatic one yet, Glenn McCrory.
Yes, that was a much better round, landing well with the right hand and really just forced his will on Eubank. And there you see long right hands. He was successful with that punch.
Seconds out.
And again, Eubank just not getting himself into the fight.
Fourth round, and Collins says he can fight 12 rounds at top pace. That's clearly what he's trained to do. And here he is, putting Eubank under pressure again. And Eubank, so far, it must be said, doesn't look as if he's relishing this.
Well, this is a very physical performance from Collins. And again, he lands with that big right hand.
A growing confidence about Steve Collins. I must say, I thought some of his early work looked a bit wild and ragged, but he's now beginning to find the target with some regularity.
Yes, well, he's not rushing in as much. He's coming forward a little bit more controlled.
Was an even money sort of fight going in. Not even the bookmakers could really separate them.
Again, Eubank relying a lot on defence. I wonder how much he thinks maybe Collins can't keep this pace up and wants to put on more work in the second half of the fight.
Always the suspicion with Eubank that during his reign, in the end, he became a bit of a fat cat who didn't really prepare properly. This time he says he really has. He's been running 7 miles every day. He's ready for a really tough, hard fight. Well, let's see how it works. So far, Collins has been the boss. Eubank definitely needs to start stepping up his own work rate here.
Yes, he does. I think Collins' work is just slowed down fractionally, but still Eubank hasn't picked his up. He's just relying on defence, just trying to make Collins miss slightly. But he is taking a few punches.
It's a good uppercut inside. I'm not sure how cleanly it landed from Eubank. And again, that is a dangerous punch of Chris Eubank's, that right uppercut, which he probably should use a wee bit more. just that feeling again, Glenn, that this may just be the first stage of the plot.
Yes, maybe so. Again, Eubank at times, he takes his eyes off Collins and he gets hit with punches.
That's not a knockdown, that's just a slip.
But Eubank smiling as he goes backwards there.
A look a bit low from Collins. And again, he forces Eubank backwards, and as Glenn's been saying, when he does go backwards, he doesn't really counter, and it's Collins' round again, that for me. Welcome back to Cork, 25,000 fans here, the pubs and clubs around Britain, and particularly in Ireland full. Collins ahead, but that was a good shot from Eubank.
Yes, that was one of the good counters from Eubank, but there was just too few of them. He just still allowing Collins to bull him around the ring and just outwork him.
Second point, right flag.
More words from his mind, Dr. Tony Quinn, as Steve Collins goes out again for round 5. The man who says he knocks all negative thoughts out of Collins' mind. And this has been a very, very positive and committed start from Steve Collins in his first defence of this WBO super middleweight title. Better work on the counter there from Eubank.
I feel that Eubank could be more successful in his countering as Collins starts to tire. He'll then have the time and the room to land with decent counter punches.
Yes, the question really with Collins is, can he sustain the pace and intensity of the first 4 rounds?
That's right, it's been very unexpected what the strategy that Collins has adopted, but it's worked well for him so far, and he isn't allowing Eubank to get in this fight. But can he keep it up?
Suspicion again is that Eubank is being forced to fight at a pace that doesn't suit him. Just the single jab from Eubank.
But at least now he's starting to use the jab, where before he wasn't at all.
Just breathing heavily again, Eubank. He seemed to take a very deep breath. Work all the time from Collins, throwing much more leather than the former champion.
Yes, the work rate is fantastic. He's obviously prepared very hard for this fight. He's still landing with punches as Eubank retreats.
At the moment, Eubank is struggling to live with this pace. There's a little bit of a cut just appearing by the side of the left eye of Collins.
Eubank really needs to use that jab more to keep Collins off balance.
Well, I wonder what another Irish hero, Barry McGuigan, is making of all this so far. Are you surprised by Collins' start here, Barry?
Ian, we asked the question at the beginning of this fight, did Eubank condition himself and train hard enough? I think at the moment it's showing signs that he didn't. Collins is outworking him, bullying him, and just grinding him down. And for the first time in a long time, I see an uninterested, tired look about Chris Eubank's work. And it really is a very positive start by Collins, but he's very reckless, and at some stage when they get tired, Collins is going to nail him, or Eubank is going to nail him, and then we'll see just what Eubank has got left. But at the moment it's all Collins. He's totally in control.
Thanks, Barry. That's the way we're seeing things as well, I must say. Eubank, by the way, while Barry was talking there, and you were watching those replays, was strutting around by the ring ropes and not sitting down. Ronnie Davis made him sit down in the end, and I think he'd be well advised to take the full minute's break, don't you, Glenn?
I'm sure he would, but I'd like to see him do more rather than walk around between rounds. I'd like to see him do more work during the round.
McCrory giving Steve Collins a big 4-point lead, and we're not even at the halfway stage yet, so it could be the same old story with Eubank giving himself mountains to climb.
Yes, he's really got to start working. I think he's got to start behind the jab. He's got to try and keep Collins off balance and stop him coming forward. Because Collins is just rolling forward, punch after punch, and it's knocking the work of Eubank right off.
Glenn McCrory's scorecard said, I'm sure with 3 American judges they are seeing this the same way too. They love to score on aggression, and it's worth making that point again. Sometimes in his fights Eubank does tend to pick things up a wee bit from about the 7th round on. No sign yet, is there?
That's right, and also Collins was looking a little bit tired in between rounds. But if he's conditioned himself right, he'll be able to make the most of that, make the most of the breather, and he'll be ready for the next round.
Two fighters who've never been stopped, remember, here. So the smart money would be on a points decision one way or another. At the moment it's Collins who's piling up the points. Again, just looking a little bit more ragged though in this round. That's a good right hand on the counter by Eubank, who's doing a wee bit more.
Yes, Collins looking tired and just missing more than normal. Collins still walking forward, the chin unprotected.
Eubank's played the game of brinkmanship, of course, with the judges so very many times. I don't think he can expect many favours here. He's the challenger and the away fighter. Eubank shook his head dismissively there, as if to say that was nothing, and Collins landed with a left.
Collins looking a bit more tired, but still doing enough to win the round.
A dry night, open air in Cork, and Chris Eubank is in trouble at the halfway stage, we reckon anyway, as he bids to regain his old WBO Super Middleweight Championship.
He's not in your class. Go out there and beat him up. You've got to work him over.
Ronnie Davis there, you heard what he said. He's not in your class, you've got to go in there and work him over. So far, Eubank has shown few signs of doing that.
But notice that Eubank was breathing heavy. He's elected to sit down in between rounds now. So obviously, it's starting to get to him as well.
Second half of the fight now. Collins has hardly taken a backward step. His plan is quite clear, isn't it? Keep on, pressure, 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 and keep on throwing leather.
That's right, just don't let Eubank get settled, don't let him land with decent counters, just really upset his balance completely, and that's what he's doing. But you've got to feel that Eubank now has to try and change his tactics, has to try and take the fight to Collins. He should be the physically stronger, but it's not looking that way at this moment.
Eubank starting to get his jab working. To some effect as well just then, 2 or 3 times. doesn't use the jab often enough.
That's right, you need to keep using the jab because that's where you get your distance. Once you land with the jab, you can get your other punches naturally come off that. But Eubank isn't landing enough with the jab.
Again, just the single right hand. No combination punching either from Eubank. It really is time that I think somebody in his corner read him the riot act here, because he's falling a long way behind on points and his whole career is on the line here.
Again, nice counters there from Collins.
It's another performance of massive commitment and impressive work rate from Steve Collins, the so-called Celtic warrior.
See how Collins is the one who's trying to work inside, and as they come out of the clinch, he's rushing forward, trying to land punches. Now he's just starting to be a little bit more out of distance, Collins, just having to reach for his punches more.
That's good counter-punching. I know there's a cut by the right eye of Collins. Maybe the heads went together there, I don't know. It looked like it. Blood by the side of the right eye. Referee wants to look at that. So there's a change in the plot. Oh, it looks bad too. It's not flowing into the eye, but he's got a problem there, Glenn.
That's right, a lot of blood. I think at one point he was thinking about not having a cutsman in the corner. So I suppose now he's very glad he did.
Now this is how we think the cut might have happened there. And I think our boys backstage, who've been looking through the action for you, have got that spot on.
Yes, you see, he just rubs his eye there, so obviously he felt some damage. Yes, head's just brushed.
It's not in a place where the blood is going to run into the eye. The referee has indicated that it was an accidental clash of heads. So if the fight did have to be stopped because of that, they would go to the scorecards. And I think the scorecards, if I'm not wrong, would say Collins is ahead. 8th round. Eubank desperately needs to have a big round, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He needs a really big one. He's trying to land big overhand punches. But really, Collins just still imposing his will. I'm still trying to push forward so hard and just keep Eubank off balance.
Said that Eubank is fighting for his future as a major fighter. Collins wants to stay in that big league, and I know there's talk of a 7-figure purse, £1 million, for him to fight Nigel Benn if he wins this. He's winning it at the moment. There's no doubt about that.
Just trying the pretty wild overhand right.
Blood flows again beside the right eye of Collins. He's been cut quite a few times down the years. That was a fair right uppercut. Slightly more tired look there about Collins. That was a good right uppercut. Now, do we have the signs here of a turning point? Now Eubank is showboating. Are we going to see Eubank come on strong? He needs to. Eubank landed a damaging-looking left. It looked to be the inside of the glove, but right on the cut. Again, the right uppercut. Look at that cut now, Glenn.
Yes, it's starting to look worse and worse, but again, Collins still pushing forward, still not allowing Eubank to get any balance, any rhythm.
Oh, that's good work again from Collins, dredging it up from deep in his soul, but he does, to me, just look as if maybe he may be coming, not towards the end of his tether, but he's looking more tired, certainly. Maybe he'll get a second win.
Yes, he's looking very tired. And Collins landed with 2 punches, and it just brought a smile from Eubank, but no counters.
Collins has thrown everything. He's cut. He's ahead. And now, really, it's a question of whether he's going to hold on. It's kind of almost like the Bruno situation last week. Tony Quinn there is the man that Ismael Fernandez, the referee, is talking to in the corner. That's the man who gets the mind in shape. There he is, look, on the far side.
Well, he's certainly doing a very good job making Collins so positive.
Let's see if we can hear this. Well, we can't because he's whispering in his ear, but it's the power of positive thinking. Now the doctor is having a look. They will give him every possible chance, but I tell you what, if they did stop it, that wouldn't be any bad news for Collins at all at this point, because he must be ahead. If they went for the scorecards, he wins the fight.
That's right. Well, I have him a very big one. Well, yeah, you can see close up the cut. It is quite a bad one. The blood isn't really affecting the vision, but it is a bad cut.
Chris Eubank got a slap from Ronnie Davis as they came out for this next round. Eubank maybe senses his chance. This argument is not over yet, this monumental argument between these two. It's raged on through the year. Glenn has Collins in a huge lead.
Yes, for me, he's the one that's forcing the fight. I think the judges have got to be looking at his positive work, and they've got to be giving him the rounds.
That's all right for the moment, but it could open up again. And probably will. He did plan to go into this fight without a cutsman initially as well, remember Steve Collins, but Freddie Roach, the new trainer, would have none of that, and it's just as well that Ernie Fossey is in there.
Yes, that would have been a bad mistake. Again, good work from Collins. Not the most stylish work, but he's just ploughing forward, throwing his arms.
They say styles make fights, and Eubank is finding it hard to cope with this all-action style that Collins is adopting.
Eubank just starting to land with a left hook and starting to let it through. A few more punches go.
Blood flows again beside that eye of Collins. But still, he keeps on coming forward like a chieftain tank.
Yes, they call him the Celtic warrior, and he's fighting like a warrior.
Amazing intensity from Collins. He looks like the man who wants it more, doesn't he?
Very, very much so. And Eubank started this round pretty positively, but now he's just getting pushed around the ring again.
Still no sign of the counter charge from Eubank.
He's the one who's landing punches.
This is the 10th round, and this was the round in the last fight when Eubank had Collins on the floor and appeared not to follow up and take advantage. Now Eubank is going for broke, I think, and he needs to. This is more like it, the heads coming dangerously close together. But Eubank, belatedly, is starting to show the urgency that is required, I think, to take the eyes of these three American judges.
Yes, really, Eubank, for me, has to do something very special. He has to get a stoppage.
This, of course, is just the way that Glenn McCrory and I are seeing things. Be interesting to know if anyone had it a bit closer than that, and it's often the way that people do see a different fight.
Well, Collins must be desperately tired, but still he marches forward, throwing punches.
Well, Eubank charged out at the start of the round and really let go for about 20 seconds, but now he stepped off again. He really needed to keep up that kind of intensity, didn't he?
He did. And these punches from Collins are not the best in the world, but they are landing. They are knocking the head back of Eubank.
That's a great right hand from Eubank. It was almost like the one that had Collins down in the last fight, that. But this is a durable fighter, this Steve Collins, as well. Even a near-peak Mike McCallum couldn't stop him. And you're talking there about one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of the modern era.
Again, Collins not allowing Eubank to get set for a solid punch.
Every punch Collins lands being cheered to the echo by this court crowd. Again, he walked onto a right hand there. There's a suspicion in this round, I think, that although he's showing a lot of leather still, Collins, the cleaner punching is coming from Eubank. No knockdown so far.
A bit better from Eubank, starting to get a combination going.
Body punch from Eubank on the bell. Now then, I wonder, Barry McGuigan, 10 rounds gone. How have you got this?
We'll give him...
Barry.
Yes, I thought that was probably the only round that Eubank... Well, I've given him a share of one round before, but he looks absolutely exhausted and has looked that way for the last 3 rounds. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Collins, he's only got 2 rounds to do it, but grinds him down and stops him. This is a tired Chris Eubank. I've never seen him this jaded before, but you know, you turn up at the well so many times and then all of a sudden it dries up. And it looks very much like Chris Eubank, and the slapping in the face from Ronnie Davis won't do anything at this stage. He's absolutely exhausted and tired, and I think that last round was a final last-ditch effort. I don't think he's got enough left in the tank, and Collins looks so much stronger.
Thank you, Barry. We shall see. 6 minutes left. Eubank had a pretty good 10. Again, letting the leather fly right at the start of round 11.
I give Collins the last, I give Eubank the last round. It did seem to be a last-ditch effort. Now Collins is in the home straight. He's very, very positive. I'm sure he's got to just keep working for 6 minutes.
The crowd trying to lift him, but those 25,000 fans can't get in there with him. And there are a few Eubank fans around as well, I can tell you. He's got big support, even in these parts. Oh, a crunching right from Eubank. That's the best punch of the round so far. Then the left hook.
Yes, a good punch. Collins just looking to grab a little bit. He's felt that one.
But for the most part here, Collins has looked the hungrier fighter. He says that all the experiences he had, all the setbacks, all the waiting for chances, moulded the man who beat Eubank the first time, the man who's determined to hold on to it this time. Referee Fernandez in his 125th world title fight. He was around even in the Ali era.
The Eubank right hand is getting closer and closer.
He's starting to land with some pretty meaty looking right hands. Now there's a loose glove on Collins's right hand. I wonder if the referee will stop it for that. Not until there's any kind of lull, he won't. Collins will welcome any break. That's good news for Collins, that, because Eubank is letting go. Now, look at Eubank while this is going on. He's been posturing to the crowd. I wonder if he thinks he's winning the fight.
It surprises me about Eubank. He's done that in a few rounds. He's held his hands up. He's been smiling, walking around, and it just seems as if he feels he's winning.
Well, I'll tell you what, the judge sitting near us then, while Eubank was walking around, angrily pointed to him to say, go to a neutral corner, which he did, like a naughty schoolboy almost. The action resumes. Round 11. Cleaner work is coming from Eubank now. But is it too late for him? Still almost desperate walk forward aggression from Collins, but he's being picked off much more regularly now.
Yes, this is better for Eubank. He's managing to set himself for that right hand and the right uppercut.
I think Eubank's done the better work in this round.
Yes, sharper work. Collins desperately tired.
Eubank punching the air. Does he think he's got this under control? I tell you what, we could have a row at the end of this. It's maybe one of these fights where there are one or two other interpretations of things. Boxing is like that.
He goes every time they catch him. You've got to really work now, mate, I'm telling you. 1 round to go, you're a mile behind on points. I'm telling you, Chris, you can't win the fight. You can only stop him. Steady yourself and crack that right hand in. Steady yourself. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Left hook. You must steady yourself down, right? Throw them punches hard. Because you're going to lose the fight. You've got to knock him out. I know what he is. Hey? He's been coming all night. I know he's been coming all night. So you can come and all. Go forward and bang him out. Right hands through the middle. You've got to stop him, Chris.
No words from us needed to add to that. That's what the corner think. They think that Collins is a mile ahead on points. I agree with them. Glenn McCrory agrees with them. They think Eubank needs the knockout in this, his most important fight, I reckon, since he first became a world champion against Nigel Benn. He can't afford to lose a second successive world championship fight. You wouldn't think so. Where would he go from there? He's trying to set himself for those right hands. Collins is taking a lot now, Glenn.
Yes, he is, but you can hear the shock in Eubank's voice there as he said, he's coming all night. Yo, how's he coming all night? He's been very upset by the way that Collins has fought. I don't think he expected Collins to take the fight to him and really push him around the ring like this.
Collins has been 12 rounds 6 times before this, Eubank 14 times. These are old campaigners. They've been here before. Oh, and Eubank now getting hit with his arms spread apart. What was that about? Keep yourself protected at all times.
Yes, I think Eubank just wanted the referee to break it.
Got to with 2 good rights.
None of it.
Eubank now is looking to land a knockout with every punch. That's a slip too. That's not a knockdown. No knockdown. Crowd very excited. But Eubank's been told by his corner he needs a knockout to win.
Yes, he knows what he's got to do and he's trying desperately to do it. But can he find the target?
But he needed to start doing this from about the 5th round on, didn't he?
That's right, I was very surprised. He was really thrown off after the first couple of rounds and he just couldn't get himself back in the fight.
It's looking like Collins again, to us anyway. Unless Eubank has got something here right at the death. Chance of here we go. The crowd think Collins is the boss. It's been another heroic effort from the Irishman, the man who calls himself the Celtic Warrior, and goodness me, what a warrior. And he's still finding Eubank's chin towards the end. Just when you think he's on his last legs, Collins dredges down deep and finds a little bit more.
Yes, I've always thought Collins was a smart fighter, but he's changed the tactics completely here because he knew exactly what he had to do. I didn't think he could do it this way, and he's done it in wonderful fashion. If he can stay out this last bell, a tremendous victory on my card.
It looks like he will now. Eubank is giving it everything. The bell goes. They both lift up their arms. Well, is that posturing by Eubank, or does he really think he's won? I think Collins was a pretty big winner.
Yes, I think so too. And I'm sure Ronnie Davis, when he went through Eubank, said, "You've lost it, son."
3 American judges. Gennaro Rodriguez from Chicago, Aaron Kaiser from Phoenix, Paul Herman from Miami will add up their scorecards. Referee doesn't score. He's cut. He's a bit battered, but he thinks he's got it. They're all excitement in the Irish corner. There's a rather subdued mood across the ring with Eubank. I think Ronnie Davis thinks he lost the fight.
Yes, I'm sure he did. We heard him just before he went in the last round saying, "You're a mile," you know, he didn't say it was close. He said, "You're a mile behind. You're a mile behind. You've got to knock him out."
It was a fantastic effort, really, from Steve Collins. He looked a bit wild and a bit woolly at times, but he just never, ever stopped throwing punches. They didn't all land.
He fought in a style he normally doesn't fight in, and he did it so well. He just kept the pressure on non-stop.
We await confirmation of what we think has happened here. We think Steve Collins has beaten Chris Eubank again. He was the first man to do that in 10 years and 40-odd fights. As he repeated the dose, it's so often the way with rematches that you get the same result, only more emphatically. We await to see what the judges made of the action. But Glenn McCrory makes Collins a runaway winner. So do I. So does our excellent statistician Bob Mee sitting beside me. Heroes welcome, but somewhere in there are 3 little slips of paper that will tell all.
Well, I think if you look at the 2 camps, you can maybe sense who feels they've won. Collins all smiles, all of his camp very, very confident they've got victory. Well, that's not the look in the Eubank corner.
Eubank, meanwhile, is looking out at this crowd you're looking at. Tricolours everywhere, and he's wondering what the judges have in store. I wonder what is going through his mind. He does love to see how other people score the fight. He looked at me imploringly for a moment there, Eubank, as if to say, might I have got it? And I have to say, I don't think he did. Well, let us get the decision. There's one or two rumours going around at ringside that it might be closer than Glenn McCrory and I were seeing it. There's Gemma, Steve Collins' wife. Let's go to Mike Goodall, shall we?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Gennaro Hernandez scores the contest 114-115 in favour of Chris Eubank. Judge Aaron Kaiser scores the contest 113-115 in favour of Steve Collins. Judge Paul Herman scores the contest 113-115 in favour of the winner, and still
Steve Collins has got it. Steve Collins has got it. But those judges had it, I must say, a good deal closer than we saw it. Glenn, I'm going to let you do some talking while I try to grab a word with the man who's still the champ.
Yes, I had it a lot different. I had Collins a lot bigger a winner. I'm amazed at the judge who had Eubank the winner. I just don't know how he saw that. But Ireland still has its champion in Steve Collins. And I'm sure he'll just be very, very happy still to have the belt. He put up a fantastic fight. He took the fight to Eubank. I didn't think them tactics could win him the fight. I thought he would box a smart fight, try and counter Eubank, make Eubank come to him. But he did the right thing. A tremendous victory. And they really know how to celebrate now. He's enjoying this. But it was such a positive display by Collins. He was hyped up in the dressing room, very, very positive, and he boxed the same way. And I think Ian's here. He has the champion.
Steve Collins, congratulations. You said you'd still be the champ. And thank you very much. And you still are the champ. Give us your thoughts on that fight. Now, the judges saw it close. What did you think?
I won every round, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I won the last fight. I won it by more than the first fight. Tonight I changed my style completely. I was very awkward. I gave him a lot of angles. I didn't want him to expect the same thing last time. So I boxed a different fight tonight. A little out of my ordinary, but it just goes to show that a true champion can change his style. I changed my style tonight. I gave him a lot of angles. I upset him. I knocked him off his rhythm. And I don't think I lost the rounds. I mean, what's going on? When I heard split decision, I got a terrible feeling. I said, what's going on here? I can't think of any round I lost, you know?
Well, I must say, Glenn McCrory and I scoring at ringside made you a pretty big winner. Not every round, I have to say.
I like
You're a bit biased, but we'll let you get away with that since you just won the fight. Now, there was a lot of bad blood beforehand. I mean, you kept on throwing punches all night at him.
Yeah, I never stopped throwing punches. Chris gave me a very hard time before the fight. A lot of insults, a lot of personal stuff out of order, but I still went to him. I was the victim of his insults. I went to him and said, Chris, before the decision, let's call it quits, let's be friends. I won't say what he said, but I won't repeat on TV, but he pushed me away.
Buildings and content. Nigel Benn yet. But we'll talk to Nigel and we'll see how we go. But one thing's for sure, it certainly won't happen this year. So it's a matter of a lot of discussions. Nigel's got, whatever Nigel wants to do is what he'll do. And obviously Steve wants it, but it's, as you say, it's a fight that everybody wants to see. I don't think just in the British Isles and Ireland, but I also think in the United States as well. It'll be a great fight. But we'll see what happens.
Just tell us as well, interesting, a lot of debate going on. How did you score the fight?
I thought he well won it. You know, if you're a champion and you want to win the title, you've got to take off the champion. And he forced the fight. He took the fight to Chris all the time. You know, Chris done well. Chris was fit, but I thought he won it by a far bigger margin. And I don't know how one of the judges is going to give it to him.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Let's go back now, and we'll have more reactions later.
Right, thanks very much to Ian Dark. Amid the bedlam down there, I believe you may not have heard all of the things that were said by Steve Collins and Frank Warren, but we will reiterate them for you. After the break, we'll get more of the big fight verdict, the big story. Collins retains his title. I think there'll be one or two thoughts on the verdict in just a moment.
Well, Ronnie, understandably, Chris is upset and he doesn't want to talk and he wants to get back to the hotel. I couldn't believe the scoring, and I know you couldn't because I was watching you in the corner. What went wrong tonight?
He just didn't work. All the preparation he'd done in the gym was perfect. His road work was good. He'd done the weight right. He didn't produce. I don't know why. From the second round, I kept saying, you've got to work, you've got to work. I knew he was behind. I told him he was behind. Every round I told him he was behind. He still couldn't produce. Don't know why.
He looked over at ringside to me and he said, Collins gave me a good fight. Collins didn't really let him work, did he?
No, he didn't let. He kept on. He fought exactly the right fight to beat Eubanks. He kept on top of Eubanks all the time. I kept saying to Chris, don't let him get on top. You've got to push him back, throw punches, push him back. He didn't do it.
When you've had as many fights as he has and a long career, is it hard for him to motivate himself to do it? Or is it a case of Collins has got the style that beats Eubank every time?
Maybe it's a bit of both. Maybe Eubanks now, he's had a lot of fights. I think he'd be a brilliant light heavyweight if he steps up, but he won't listen to me on that score. He'll do what he likes. Well, having said that, he did make super middleweight okay. And they have that day to put the strength back in and put the weight back on, so there's no excuses, Gary. He got beaten. He didn't box as he should have boxed, and he got beaten by a better man on the night. No excuses.
You've been with him an awful long time. You know him better than anybody. What will he be feeling now, and what do you think he'll want to do?
If we go home, we'll have a good chat. Leave him a few days on his own. He'll be bitterly disappointed in himself. He'll be kicking himself. What he'll do, Gary, I don't know. I'm closer to him than anyone apart from his wife, but I don't know what he'll do.
Could it be the end of the Chris Eubank story? I mean, boxing will miss him because he's such a great showman. He's such a great character.
You never know with Chris Eubank. He just like to come back with a blinding performance. He's like that, isn't he? You know.
Ronnie, I appreciate you talking to us. I know you got to go with him. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Gary.
Yes, they have. Yeah, they have, Paul. And I think the thing that strikes me is I would worry about him as a boxer now, because tonight, of all nights, he really did need to produce a very, very big performance. His whole career was on the line, and somehow he couldn't do it. All right, Steve Collins didn't let him do it, but there just seemed to be no urgency, yet again, until it was too late. What did you think, Glenn?
I just thought Eubanks just could not motivate himself. I thought that Collins boxed a fabulous fight. He worked really, really well. He was so positive, and he really went for it. He really knew himself what he had to do to upset him, and that's exactly what he did. And he really just threw Chris Eubanks altogether, and he couldn't get himself back in the fight.
Yeah, it was a fight. I couldn't understand it being a split decision. I thought Steve Collins was an emphatic winner of that fight, and I think the fight everybody wants to see. I'm not sure whether Nigel Benn wants it. He wants Roy Jones, but I think Britain wants to see Chris Eubank against Nigel Benn, and I think, you know what it is, Paul? Money talks.